What to do when traveling with a baby on the plane for the first time. What's up my beautiful people, welcome to the NASCOM show. Yep, your #1 YouTube show. We talk about faith, lifestyle, fatherhood, fun and sports, and I am coming to you with one of those in the fatherhood category. So recently we traveled with a 2-month-old baby on the plane for the first time, and I learned a bunch of things that I would like to share with you. Giving a shout out to my old Dallas Cowboy fans. Good game on Sunday. All fathers love Dallas Cowboys. If you are a father and you do not love the Dallas Cowboys, I don't know what's going on with you. So shout out to what happened on Sunday. But as we talk about fatherhood and raising daughters and raising boys, let's jump into here on what things we need to do when we are traveling with a baby on the plane for the first time. I'm going to break it down in 2 videos, part 1, part 2. So here's part 1 of the top things I learned from traveling with a baby on the plane for the first time. Number 1, what to pack? That's the big question. You watch a video like this and then you make a list of the things you're going to pack. My wife almost packed the whole house. But hey, listen, make a list and say these are the things I need. So write them down so that when you pack and start packing, you check it on the list and say, this one is packed, this one is packed, this one is packed. Good job. Number 2, call the airline and tell them, hey, I am traveling with an infant. If it's under 2 years old, you don't have to pay for them, but they will add the name of the child on your ticket. Now later I'll do another video and I'll tell you how that process goes of passing with a baby through the security line. Number 3, buy good seats. Buy those seats that have leg room on them. These days when you're checking on a plane, there's seats that you already assigned some free seats. Some seats are bought, some seats you might have to call the airlines, hey, I'm traveling with an infant, I need some seats where they have leg room. If you need to pay for it, pay for that seat, my friend. Is very, very important. Whenever you enter the plane, you'll see most parents seated in a place where there's some car room. Make sure you call customer service of the airline, or if you're checking in online, if those seats are available, you will need those good seats. If you're traveling, and say sometimes we didn't have to travel with a stroller because where we were going, our host family had a stroller for us. But if you're traveling with a stroller, make sure you buy a smaller one that you can easily afford, and make sure it is also checked in at the airport. Same applies to a car seat. These days you can even rent a car that has a car seat. You can even rent a car seat where you're going so that you don't have to struggle going with one through the airport. Next, you've now sat on the plane. What happens? Of course, people advise and the doctor advises us, hey, when you're taking off, make sure you're breastfeeding the baby or giving them milk, and when you're landing, make sure you're also giving them something to drink. Some babies cry, some babies don't, but make sure before you take off, start giving the baby some milk, something to drink, which is normally breast milk, until you're up high at a good altitude. And when you're starting to descend, also give them something to drink. For those of you that use pacifiers, a pacifier would be good so that the baby starts sucking and drinking on something as the plane is taking off and as the plane is landing. If there's anything that you can buy where you're going that you don't have to pack, I would do that. If someday I can go buy this in a shop where we're going, I can get it, so that you save space, because you can end up packing so many things you can buy over where you're going. I would advise, this is what I learned. I say, hey, don't worry about this one taking space. As we land or when we go through the city where we are going, we can buy this one. One of the things that I learned that was very, very important on this journey is having a changing mat. When you're traveling with the baby through airports and through anything where you want to put them down and change them, the surfaces, you don't know what's been there. So I didn't know, thank God for my wife. But when we go to the airport, we need to change the baby, we go to the nursing room, and then hey, she says we have a changing mat. So you put your changing mat down, change the baby, clean that thing, put it back in the bag. That was my highlight. A changing mat was mine. So make sure you don't forget one. And then I forgot, make sure you feed the baby before leaving home on your drive towards the airport. Very, very important. Next up, I know you have so many things to take. Make sure you check in those bags, pay for them, check them in. You don't have to go through the airport carrying bags. You know, when you're in the plane with carrying a baby, then you're trying to put bags up in the bin. So if you can, pay for those bags, let them check in. Now, there's a disadvantage of that I'll share with you also that we experienced, but it was more nice and peaceful when we handed those bags off, checked in, and then we walked towards the plane, you know, carrying just 1 or 2 carry-ons. Next up, make sure you board early so that you can enter before you know people get in, so that you can have time to sit down, put your bag up or put your bag down. Very, very important. We ended up boarding last. Now, it also worked out for us because there's no people in the aisle, everybody's seated, but I would prefer boarding earlier so that you don't go in with the crowd standing in line when the baby starts getting fussy. It's good you go in early, sit down, or go in late, have a seat. I enjoy both. Now, deplaning or getting off the plane too, you can go off early if you can. Depending on how people are moving so fast and you're moving so slow, you might end up coming out late. It doesn't matter, but find out what works for you. For us, we found out going in late when everybody is seated worked out for us, and then coming out faster before everybody got up also worked out for us. Do not forget your baby carrier. You know, if the baby is too young and they cannot sit, put them in the baby carrier so you can have free hands, and then the baby can sleep also, but you can have free hands. If you carry them in your hands, you're going to get tired. I know you could be breastfeeding, but make sure you have you. I don't know how you can do it, but however long the flight is, you cannot survive just carrying the baby. You put up plans, make sure the baby goes in your carrier, put your hands to rest, make sure they can do something else. We learned that one on the flight. When you're packing clothes for a baby, please pack extra. I learned that one. Suppose to put some extra clothing. I know you might count. This one will be for Monday morning, Monday evening, Tuesday, Wednesday. But put in some extra because you don't know when they're going to need change at any time. That's it, ladies and gentlemen, for part 1 of what we learned on our journey traveling with a baby, a small and infant baby on the plane for the first time. We'll be coming back with part 2. After this video, I'll be jumping in again with part 2. I don't want to talk for too long. I want you to take a break, listen to one, and then listen next. So I'll be bringing a video number 2, part 2 exactly after this. But go ahead and share this video with someone if you can. Share it with someone who's a new parent, a new dad, a new father, a new mother who's thinking of traveling with their baby for the first time. And don't forget to subscribe. Good to see you. God bless you.